Good morning, grade 5. How are you today? We will start lesson 2 in unit 2. We will explain it together today. Our lesson is grammar lesson. It's about quantifiers. Quantifiers. What are quantifiers? Quantifiers, we use them to express quantity of something. We use it to express quantity of something. Yeah. And how we can determine the quantifier we use before the noun, it depends if we have a countable noun or uncountable noun. So, to determine which quantifiers you will use, we should know if the noun is singular or plural. How is singular or plural? Not only singular or plural, but also countable or uncountable. Here, before we start talking about the kind of quantifiers we can use before the nouns, we should know first what are countable nouns and what are uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, we have an example here. I have 3 apples. The noun here, apples, is countable noun or uncountable noun? Actually is a countable noun. Because I said 3 apples, it means this noun I can count it. Okay, I said 3 of apples. Okay, I can count. So 1, 2, 3, something I can count. That's why I said 3 apples or 4 apples or 5 apples, whatever. In the second example we have here, when I say she bought flour to make cake. Did I say 1 flour, 2 flowers, 3 flowers? Actually, it's a mass. It's a mass of something. Okay. So flour cannot be counted. Okay. It's a mass quantity. It's a mass quantity, but I can say in a way I can have some of this flour or in other way, and that's what we are going to talk about. Which quantifiers I can use before flour, the thing that I cannot count. Also, when I say salt, pepper, what else? Okay, salt, pepper. These quantities or these things I cannot count it. I cannot have a singular thing of it. Okay, I cannot say flour and flowers. So I cannot count flour, but in a way I can say some of flour, or in our the way that we use to talk about uncountable nouns like flour, salt, sugar, pepper, oil, these kind of quantities, the nouns that I cannot count. Okay, so what we start with. Here we have an example. There were many nice bags with different colors, but she liked the purple one. Okay, here, which quantifier we used here in this sentence? We used many, and the noun we have, is it countable or uncountable? Countable noun or uncountable noun? Actually is countable noun. I said bags, countable noun. So we used many. Many is a quantifier we use to express a large amount of something, and we use it before the countable nouns. That's why we said that there were many nice bags, and the rest of the example. Okay, can we use many in negative or in question? Let's say we can use many, a lot of, and lots of. How we can do this? There weren't many nice bags to buy. There weren't. And why do you think we That's what we will explain. We will not focus on this now, but we will focus on this example. There were not or weren't many nice bags to buy. Okay, here we have the quantifier many. And Dr. Erta, as we said, we have countable noun. And the sentence is in the negative. So many we can use it in negative sentences. And the example after, how many bags do you want to buy? Okay, we changed the example to be suitable with what we want. Doesn't matter, okay? Let's get the question. Okay, is it possible to use many in the question? Yes. We say, how many bags how many bags do you want to buy? So, I used many for asking for the number of the bags. So I can use the quantifier many also in asking a question. So many is a quantifier. We use it before the countable nouns. In a way, I can use it in negative, and also I can use it in the question. Okay? Here, we mentioned a lot of includes of. A lot of, lots of, plenty of, and several. What are these ones? Actually, they are quantifiers. Okay. He said that we can replace many. How we can replace it? So, in the example we have, the previous example, we said there were many nice bags in the shop, but she showed she called the purple one. Okay? In the example we had, we don't use many, and instead of many, we use a lot of. I say there were a lot of nice bags. Yes, I can say that. Also, I can say there were loads of nice bags. Yes, I can. I can say there were plenty of nice bags. Yes, and also several. And all of them, they have the same meaning, a large amount of something. And I can use them instead of many. The example we had before. As we say, there were many nice bags with different colors, but she liked the purple one. If I said there were a lot of nice bags, white. If I also said there were lots of nice bags with different colors, there were several nice bags, or there were plenty of nice bags, all of them white. And also we said we can use many in the question and in negative. Do you think lot of and lots of and several and plenty of also have the same thing that in negative and in making the question? We will know. There weren't a lot of nice bags in the shop, so we use a lot of here in the negative sentence. What if we use the lots of? There weren't lots of nice bags in the shop. Yes, I also use lots of as I used many in the negative way. Okay, what about if I said there weren't plenty of? No. Okay, we don't prefer to use plenty of in making a question or in the negative. Okay, so mostly we use a lot of, lots of, several, the same way we use many in the affirmative sentence, in negative and in making a question. So in the affirmative sentence instead of many. Okay, so I can say the word lot of nice bags, the word loads of nice bags, or the word several nice bags in the shop. What about question? What about making the question? Were there lots of nice bags in the shop? What if I said, were there loads of nice bags in the shop? Or were there several nice bags in the shop? It also will be right. But I want you to pay attention to something. That's when I know that the answer will be with yes, okay, in the question, when we use a lot of, loads of, several, when I know that the answer will be with yes, I can use a lot of, loads of, and several in the question. I can use it in the question. As you see here, yes, there were a lot of nice bags in the shop. It means the answer here is with yes. So I can use a lot of, loads of, and several in the question when the answer or when the expected answer will be with yes. With yes. What next? Okay. We have one of the others, the other quantifiers we can use few and a few. We used many, a lot of, loads of, several, and plenty of. We were talking about a large amount of something. But when we use few and a few, means we have some of things. Some of things. Some of things. Mean they are not many. They are not many. How? He bought a few presents for his family, but they all talk. After a few, I have counted now or uncounted now. I have counted now presents. So this is counted now. But what I mean here, I mean a lot of, many presents, or we have some of them. So we have some of them. That's why I used a few. They are not many. They are not many. But a few, they are not many, but they are enough. They are not many. There are not a lot of them, but they are enough. Let's see the second example. There were 7 pencils, but the children in the class were 9. But the children in the class were 9. They were few. They were few. What do I mean here? I used few, not a few. What is the difference? When I used few, I used it again after or before count noun, or I used it to refer to count noun, but means I have a large amount of this thing. No, I don't have a large amount of it. I have some of it, some like here. This is count noun, 7 pencils, but they are not many. They are not many. In a few, they weren't many, or they weren't many of them, but they were enough. But in a few, there weren't many of them, and also they weren't enough. They weren't many of them. Also, there weren't many of them, and they were not enough. They were not enough. This is the difference between using a few and a few, but both of them come before, or we use them generally as quantifiers to refer to count nouns, like some of these things in a few, some of these things, but they are enough, and a few they are not enough. Next. Here, this is the note that we talked about, that we use few and few, generally with countable nouns. A few we use it for refer to some things, but they are enough for all the ones we have. But we use few to show that there are some things, but they are not enough. Next. We talked about the quantifiers we use with the countable nouns. Before I start here, okay, let me explain how we use some of the quantifiers with the uncountable nouns. But also we will note something that we will have shared quantifiers. How they are shared. That's what we will know, okay, after this point. When we use, okay, we have this sentence here. She needs much oil for frying the 6 chickens. Oil is countable noun or uncountable noun? Actually, oil. Uncountable noun. I can say oils, 3 oils or whatever, but I can have some of this oil, this big mass, or this big quantity. Okay, I cannot count it, cannot be counted. But in a way, I can say some oil, or what we are going to explain now. Oil cannot be counted. So, what we use here? We used much. Much is a quantifier we use to refer to a large amount of something. A large amount of something that cannot be counted. Okay, we use the many to refer to something, a large amount of something can be counted. But much, we use it to refer to something. Okay, we use it to refer to a large amount of something that cannot be counted. As we have here, she needs much oil. Okay, much oil here. Okay, big quantity of the oil for frying the chickens. That's why we use the much. Okay, what about the next sentence? She doesn't need much oil for frying the chickens. We didn't mention the number of chickens. She doesn't need whatever the amount she has the chickens. She doesn't need much oil for frying chickens. What do we have here? Doesn't need much oil. This sentence is in the negative. Yes? Okay. And we used much. It means we can use much, okay, in negative sentences, as we did here. What about the next example? How much oil does she need for frying the chickens? I used much to ask about the amount of the oil we need for frying chickens. And what did we use to ask? We used much. So much, we use it with uncountable nouns, and we can use it in affirmative way, in negative way, and in the question. What else? Okay. She needs much oil for frying 6 chickens. That was the example we explained together. But I want you to pay attention to this point. Again, we have lots of, and plenty of. But this time we don't have several. You remember several? We use it instead of many. We can use it to refer to. We use it instead of many because we can use it with countable nouns. You remember when I said we have some shared quantifiers? How they are shared? means we can use them with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. How? When we said they weren't, or they were a lot of bags, or they were loads of bags, or there were plenty of bags. So we used three of them instead of many. Also, we can use them instead of much. It means that a lot of, lots of, and plenty of are quantifiers that we can use. We can use with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. As we see here, we can cross multiply from the sentence, and instead of much here, we can use lots of. If I said she needs lots of oil for frying the chickens, it's right. Also I said she needs plenty of oil, it's also right. And also when I say she needs a lot of oil for frying the chickens, it's also right. So loads of, a lot of, and plenty of are quantifiers that you can use with countable nouns and uncountable nouns for the large quantities. What about here? Here, what we have here, she doesn't need a lot of oil for frying chickens. Okay, here we replaced much. In the example before, we said she doesn't need much oil for frying the chickens. But this time we use a lot of in the negative sentence. It means also when we use a lot of and I didn't mention plenty of. Now I talk about a lot of and loads of. Okay? Generally we use a lot of and loads of and plenty of with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Yes? Now we are talking about when we use a lot of and loads of, okay, to refer to uncountable noun in negative. What we can use in negative? We can use instead of much, we can use a lot of. If I said she doesn't need a lot of oil, it's right. If I said she doesn't need much oil, it's also right. And also when I say she doesn't need lots of oil, it's also right. Okay, here. Does she need a lot of oil for frying? Sorry, here. Sorry, this is extra word. I'm sorry. Okay. Does she need a lot of oil for? Does she need a lot of oil for frying? For frying. Okay. So this is extra one. What do you think? As we said. Okay. When we use a lot of in loose of. Okay. With to refer to count nouns. Also, we used a lot of in use of making a question, and also we used making a question. It is the same here when we use it, in the question. What we said here. Does she need a lot of oil for frying in the pan? Okay. Here, if I said, does she need much oil for frying in the pan? It will be wrong, right? Because already we said we replace much here using a lot of and loads of. But we said plenty of, I wouldn't or I won't use it in making the question. But you will find that the answer is yes, she needs a lot of oil for frying the chickens. And also if I said yes, she needs loads of oil for frying the chickens, it means we can use a lot of and loads of instead of much in the affirmative sentence to refer to amount of something with negative way. Okay, it's also right. She doesn't need a lot of, or she doesn't need lots of, or she doesn't need much. But in the question, we should be careful that when we use a lot of and loads of, we use a lot of and loads of instead of much. I use it only when I know that the answer will be with yes. When the answer will be with yes, I can use a lot of and loads of in the question way. And that's what we have here. Does she need a lot of oil for frying in the pan? Yes, she needs a lot of, or she needs loads of oil. Not to be confused, I revise quickly. We use many to refer, we use many with counter-nouns. Okay, yeah, and we use it in negatives, and also we used it in the question. And we said that we can replace many with a lot of, lots of, plenty of, and several. And for using them in the question, we can use several and a lot of and lots of in the question way with counter nouns, but like when we said, where there are many bags in the shop, why we use them in the question? Because the answer will be with the yes. Okay, and also we used several and a lot of and lots of in the negative when we said there weren't a lot of nice bags, or there weren't lots of nice bags, or there weren't several nice bags. Then we talked about the quantifiers that we can use with uncountable nouns, and we start talking using much and how we can use it with nouns that they are uncountable. Well, we cannot count them. As we said here, she needs much oil for frying 6 chickens. Also, we use it in the negative and in the question where we said how much oil does she need. And then we said we can replace much with lots of, a lot of, plenty of, but here those ones we use it with both. We used them with both counter nouns and uncountable nouns to refer to a large amount of something. Plenty of and lots of and a lot of. Yes, but we didn't use several here because several comes only with countable nouns. And also we explained how we can use a lot of and lots of in negative, and also how we can use them in the question when the answer will be with the yes. You remember that we used few and a few with countable nouns to refer that we have some, okay, we have some things, okay, yeah, but they are not many. Sometimes they are enough when we use a few of them, and sometimes they are not enough when we use few of them, like few, like the example that we explained together. The same we have with uncountable nouns. Which quantifiers we can use to refer to amount of something that they are not much, they are not much, they are not much, and sometimes they are enough, and some other times that they are not enough. That's what we will know now. Here, okay, in the examples that we have, she has a little rice to be cooked, but she doesn't need to buy more. Here we use what? We use a little. And then we use wise. Okay, wise here is noun and is uncountable noun. We use a little here to refer that we have amount of something. It is not much and it's not enough, and it's not enough. So use little and little quantifiers, little and little with uncountable nouns to refer to amount of something. Sometimes it's okay, it's not big amount, it's not much, but enough when you use a little, and other times it's not much and it's not enough at the same time when we use little. Okay, that's all that we explained together. What other quantifiers we use? As we said, okay, and I make sure again that we used some quantifiers like a lot of, loads of, and plenty of, with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns, and also we explained how whether with countable or uncountable, how we can use it in the question way and in negative. Okay, now we have some. Some is a quantifier that we use with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. How? She has some apples. She has some apples. She puts some oil in the banana. In the first sentence, we use the some, okay, with countable noun, apples, and in number 2, we used it with uncountable noun when we used it with oil here, some oil. Okay, some we cannot use it in the negative way, okay, but we use it in the question in a way when we use it for making a request or an offer. This is the way that we can use some, whether it's countable or uncountable, but it should be an offer or a request. How? Would you like some tea? Would you like some tea? This is an offer, and I use some, and I use it with uncountable noun. And the sentence after, could you add some sugar to my tea? This is a request. You ask someone to do me something to add some sugar to my tea, and this is a request. So I can use some, okay, in the question way, how for making a request or an offer. And the last one, okay, we will talk about today is any, and we use any all the time in the negative way, and also we use it with both countable and uncountable nouns. How? The way that we have here, she doesn't have any money for buying her favorite car. Here we use any in the negative sentence with uncountable noun, and the sentence after, he didn't buy, she didn't buy any new dresses. Here I used it with uncountable, with a countable noun, okay, negative again, dresses, so she didn't buy any new dresses. That's all, those are all the quantifiers that we explained today. Okay, here, quantifiers, okay, with countable nouns, we use many, a few, and also a few, and several. With uncountable nouns, use much, a little, and with both countable and uncountable nouns, we use lots of, some, any, and plenty. Not the way of negative or question we explained together. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson and you understood it very well. Thank you, and see you in the next video, year 5. Thank you.